Buddy APOC doing a video here. I'm just going to show Darkseid in a couple different scenarios. Right now I got Silver Banshee on the screen. No artifact, all level 70 gears. Her stats are irrelevant. I'm not using her as a damage dealer, just as a support for her passive, level 5, Torment's Grasp. When Silver Banshee specials abilities damage an opponent affected by Torment, they deal increased damage and have a chance to disable their highest upgraded special ability for a duration. If an opponent's highest upgraded special ability is already disabled, this passive chooses the next highest to become disabled instead. Here's the big kicker. All arcane teammates, Special 2 and Special 3, benefit from Torment's Grasp. So what we're looking here is to disable. So we're going to use her passive to basically give us damage mitigation and reduce the output of damage our opponents can do. That is what we want, okay, from Silver Banshee, nothing more. PowerGirl, she's obvious, she's going to reduce the special cost, okay? Let's take a look at her at 6-star with level 5 maxed. So we're going to reduce the power bars by 2, okay? We're not really concerned about the second part of her passive because we're focusing on Darkseid here. Now let's get to the big glute himself. Darkseid, minus 5-star with all level 60 gears. I am putting him in with no artifact because I don't know what artifacts people do and don't have. So this is no extra... he's not augmented with an artifact in order to boost his damage output. Big D out in Scotland. What's up, Daryl? Homie, I made this video for you, but this is for anyone who happens to watch it and just clicks on it. Whatever. Let's take a look at his stats. I have built him as a damage dealer. I've only maxed out his SP2 because that's my bread and butter for him. But I will be maxing out his SP3 as I need those minions for that health and attack boost in certain scenarios, depending who I team him with. All his other passives here are maxed. Okay, this is why you want to max out SP3 for what I just described. Okay, that health, Darkseid will gain that once they die. Okay, so that's what we're looking for, and a percentage of their attack. This is also a great thing here for the damage mitigation and his shield. His barrier gives you an open window to, unleash havoc, provided you can capitalize upon that. So I'll try to show that if possible. Now, this orbital bombardment passive is really OP because it's great mitigation. He's got a barrier, he's got orbital bombardment, and now paired with Silver Banshee, he's going to be locking specials and power draining. Also, if anyone has this character knows that he can basically chain combo like King of Atlantis Aquaman. So basically, after you do a 8-string or 4-string basic hit and move that into a special, you can immediately swipe and go into more basic attacks, get that power bar back up, which is reduced power, and just chain attack. It's basically, tap, tap, swipe, hit your special. In my case, it's SP2 that I like to power drain and lock specials because of Silver Banshee's passive. And then as soon as that special's done being engaged, I immediately swipe back into another string and my power builds back up. So let's take a look at that. Hopefully the audio is working well. My recordings have not been the greatest, and for some reason the game's volume is really loud, no matter, even if I turn it off. So I may have to get a third-party screen recorder for future video, guys. Sorry about that. So this team's got pretty good threat. Let's just see what happens here. What we're looking to do here is obviously build up the power a bit, and then we want to apply Torment to the characters. Now, Silver Banshee's SP2 applies it just to the current opponent, but if we can get her super off, then it applies to all of the opponents. So we're just going to tag here. and build some power to see if we can get her SP up quicker. Not her SP, but her super. I'm just really just doing this. Tag. Boom. Now, at the end of this, you'll see anyone who tags in is going to have this purple kind of like electric cloud or whatever this essence around there. That's torment. That's what we want on everybody. See that? See that purple is? That's not a special thing for him. Darkseid comes in. Dead. Chain into the next one. Barrier should come up. Alright, so we can tag him out. Tag him back in. SP2. Power drain and lock. Look at the ability. It is locked. SP2. And dead. Beautiful. This is with no artifacts. Okay, guys? Straight gameplay right there on that. Quite simple. You know, it's great. This is a great team configuration for Arena for me and for Champions Arena. I'm yet to figure out which is going to be the best scenario for raids because we want to optimize his damage, and that, you know, there's a few different techniques that people use. You know, get the minions out as soon as possible, build up that attack, and then let one of your teammates die to get even more attack boost, kind of like last laugh the Joker. But my point here is just to show you what Darkseid can do with this team configuration. No artifact. 5-star, level 70 gear. I didn't show you his stats. I'll do that after the video. After this arena, after these 5 matches. I'm hoping to find a scenario where his barrier comes up and the AI just keeps attacking you if you're not blocking, and you can really capitalize upon that. Just to either just, you know, if you got enough power, just power drain them, lock out their specials, and it's a moment of, it's a turning point. It's the catalyst which could be your opponent's demise. I don't like to fight teams under 400,000 reward points. It's just a thing I don't like to do. I like to be a half-decent team. Not that I'm, you know, an elite player by any means. It's just I enjoy that challenge. Here we go. We're gonna look out for that SP1 from Armored Supergirl. Tag in, build up that power bar. Back off. My PowerGirl here is a tank, so she can take a little bit of a beating. And boom, he should be dead. And Shazam's gonna heal, but you see the purple? That purple kind of whatever? That is torment. You need that. He blocked it, but I still locked him and he locked me, so we'll just get her out. I could even put SB in Silver Banshee and lock him out more, but I'm locked out still. Look at that, all specials locked. He just stands there. He's got nothing. Even with the Kryptonian Matrix. Tag out, I didn't even get the fire burn. She's gonna apply again. No special for her, and I locked out her burn. Dead. Beautiful. I didn't apply the lock there because he regenerated and the torment was removed. So we'll have to reapply. If he was a bigger tank, then, like, I shouldn't say a bigger tank. If he was more beefy, more harder to kill, I would reapply torment with the SP2 from Silver Banshee. So keep that in mind. If King of Atlantis Aquaman will lose torment when he regenerates, or if they have the Kryptonian Matrix, or Swamp Thing, or the cyborg, I forget, the gold cyborg that comes back to life. Anyone who comes back to life or regenerates in this form will lose torment, and it will have to be reapplied. But you can see, like, Shazam there, absolutely rendered useless. All of his specials locked out. No power. He's got nothing. And that's the beauty of this team configuration. I can just chain basic attack, swipe into a corner, special SP2, lockout specials, drain his power. They're useless. Even if they block and they attack, all they got is basic attack. And I just rinse and repeat. It's beautiful. I love it. Another character that has this kind of potential, two come to mind, and they both have it on the SP2, which is Multiverse Supergirl with her freeze. If that's fully maxed out, you can just chain into that. Just four-hit basic attack, SP2, they're frozen. Then go into another, just wait for it before it's almost gone. You can watch the buff meter, the debuff meter on the top right portion of the screen. And then just as that's about to come off, you just go again to another 4-hit string or 8-hit string, whatever. And then SP2 again, and they're frozen, and you can just rinse and repeat that. Also, that would be with Arkham Knight Batman. He can do that, and I've been caught by Predator Batman with that. Silver Batman, I don't really encounter as much, but I guess it's the same thing. I don't even know because I barely use him. I just use him as a filler for arenas if I'm played that much. Anyhow, let's get on with this. Now, let's try to find a team where it's like, okay, APOC, we've seen you fight some teams that have half decent whatever threat, but let's see an actual fight. I'm sure you want to see 3 legendaries, or here's a good one. There's Reflect, there's a Darkseid, so they all have got barrier, and Gorilla Grodd. 1, 2, he's a 5-star, but there's a 6-star Darkseid. Let's get into it. What we want here is to apply that torment. Gorilla Grodd is notorious for blocking with his super block, and it just really eradicates anyone. Barriers up. We can start building some power now. Sometimes I just apply it because it's hard. Didn't work there. Let's get hurt in. Double whammy. See, he's got a double shield there. He's got the spear, the cosmic spear, plus the barrier, and then on top of that, his reflex. So that's a pretty good configuration there. Okay, my 2 supports are basically dead, so I better get Darkseid going here. See if I can drain their power and just get them out. But if this doesn't kill Grodd, he will reflect. And if Silver Banshee dies, you lose Torment. Ah, perfect. I stopped him from doing the minion. Ooh, you see how he got me with the barrier there? He attacked and he got his minion. Ooh, I stopped the minion by orbital bombardment. Do you see the reflect there from that cosmic spear? I'm going to call in a minion. This is good gameplay here, folks. Build up that power. Go ahead, kill him. We want this. But it's building our power bar. Let's get another one. Orbital bombardment is happening. But that's fine. Boom.
We roam the fiery depths of apocalypse. Yield, slave.
Boom. Barriers fighting each other. Get out of there, tag. He's dead. I have no torment. There's a classic case there. Just timing, tagging, knowing what my opponent had. I observed with Nightmare Batman the shield that he had from Cosmic Spear, and yeah, you have to also know your opponents, who you're fighting. If you really want to have an informed intel battle, you can always click on your opponents and see their stats and what artifacts they have. This will give you knowledge of what to anticipate in order to counter any mistakes for tag timing or just otherwise just bad gameplay. This is another okay team. Power Supergirl is not going to have reduced because there's no multiverse flash, but let's just take a look at what I was saying here.
Aquaman.
He's got level 5 Might Amulet, so he's going to have some pretty good basic damage. But on top of that, the attack from Shazam is going to help, but he's not going to have any... Actually, it's for agility heroes, I believe. Let me take a look. So yes, this is going to only work for that, to get that extra power for the second portion of the passive against agility. So none of my heroes are agility, so I don't have to worry about him getting extra attack, though he's already getting that from Shazam. Yeah, I don't want to waste any more time. I'm just going to get into this fight. I think it's my last one, or I got 2 more, but whatever. Let's just do this. See if I can show, that last fight was pretty much all around everything. Using the minion to get the health, build my attack, tagging out, when to counter with the barrier, and having to fight a barrier myself. That was a great match, actually. That was a lot of fun. I enjoy those type of matches. Ouch. See that armor piercing? Most of that armor piercing. Just eating through. Look at that. Just disgusting. We don't want to lose her. Ooh. He's got no torment. But I'm not locking him out, but I am chaining him. He's almost dead. If we keep her power drained, then she's pretty much useless without any power. Her basics, she's not really. Everyone puts her with a attack. Most of the time, come back to life. Oh, he didn't. You know why he didn't come back to life? No power from the power drain, so he can't revive. He being King of Atlantis Aquaman needs minimum 1 bar of power. He didn't have it. That's that on that. On to the next one. On to the next one. All right, one more fight. Okay, Daryl, this is for you mostly, buddy. So I just wanted to show you what happens with Darkseid, with this team configuration. Ooh! Now this team, where it looks like it's just over 400k reward, but Superman's interrupt, all 3 of them are gonna have a bleed. Will apply bleed to my team and no healing. So Darkseid, if he gets a special put onto him, he won't heal if anyone dies. So this team's passive is passive heavy, so I can't do specials or Superman will interrupt. Any special that they do is going to apply a no heal and a dot. So this is going to be an interesting fight. It's going to be 50-50 whether I win or lose. My objective will be to kill Superman as quickly as possible, or at least try to get a Power Girl to do the special to get him in, kill her, but give me a chance to kill him and just leave the 2-on-2. Let's get ready to rumble! Oh, I just killed the one I shouldn't have done like an idiot. Automobile bombardment just saving the day here. He reflected that. Good thing he didn't heal. I gotta keep them power drained. If I keep them power drained, then no dot, and I can heal. Perfect timing on that tag. Let's see if we can chain him. Jump. Special. Woo! Little bit of lag there. You've got nothing, Manta. You've got nothing. got a lot of
Submit.
block, so we'll tag. Back out. Drain. Perfect. I want to keep them power drained.
A bit of
I'm getting a little bit of lag here on my special too. So I'm going to have to tag out.
submit.
Perfect. No dots, no nothing. Chain SP2, lagging a bit. Should be initializing initially, but it's not. So that worked out well. Without any power, they can't inflict anything. Even though I would have preferred to use PowerGirl to bring in Superman and kill him, either way, I took away that interrupt and I was able to still utilize Darkseid's power drain to my advantage and keep my opponents at bay by not enabling to do specials and apply that dot damage and stopping me from healing. So I'm just gonna show you Darkseid right now real quick on his stats and why I have that stat build. This is the primary team I use, or the configuration, for this purpose. Now you can alter the configurations. I may do another video in the future on a different configuration and explain why I'm doing that. Like for example, I may use let's say PowerGirl and Justice League the Flash to give an extra fast attack hit in a raid situation where I can pin Brainiac in a corner, have reduced specials, but have that extra fast attack hit to get at least close to a 20 hit combo. So I'm doing at least 100% more damage on my SP2, which will power drain Brainiac. You don't want to really use Darkseid on in my opinion, on sub bosses, because they can't lose their power. So it's while you can pin them in the corner and go, if you mistime anything or whatever, you won't power drain them. But like I said, if you're not using Silver Banshee, you're gonna get screwed because no SPs are gonna be locked. Hence why I love her so much, because as a support and an arcane, you're locking specials, doing damage, minimizing your
Darkseid.
I guess you getting messed up. Stats. Enough talking, Apoc. Let's do this. So his stats are 4,695 attack, health at 30k, and the reason why I like that health at 30k and his defense is only at 36 because his barrier relies on that health percentage. Okay, if I have his defense high, he's not taking that damage, it's not going to trigger the barrier, and I'm gonna be in trouble. And you know, I want that barrier to activate. Okay, so that's why I have his health a lot higher as a damage dealer than his defense. His attack I haven't gotten any higher because I still have yet to get his gears to level 70. I'm not concerned with his lethal. And his fast attack, I'm questioning whether to invest in at the moment because I haven't been using him for raids. I've been using him only for arenas. If I do want to transfer him into raids or using him as not just a support in raids for his barrier, I would probably want to raise this fast attack to at least 50%, dump some attack, because in a raid scenario, I will be getting all my minions out to boost my attack and letting one of my supports die to make up for that attack. And also, I have Claws of Horus, level 9, and I have All Blades, level 10. So I can make up for that attack stat to that scenario. I will show you that right now, what my artifacts are. So that's for that reason, okay? So right here, Claws of Horus level 9, which is going to give me 70% attack, or the All Blades, which is a tagging scenario, you know, gameplay, because it's not for the whole match and you're losing life. So I can make up for the attack stat through that. Now let's go to his abilities in his SP2. Okay, sacrifices are necessary. Teammates who lose more than 50% max health over 1 second gain an absorption barrier for 6 seconds with a 5-second cooldown. Cool. When any hero, including a summoned parademon, is knocked out, Darkseid regenerates health and gains attack for the rest of the battle. Effects stack. This is key. The effects stack. So just like why everyone wants to use Last Laugh the Joker in either Gorilla Grodd or P1 is because of the minions. Gorilla Grodd's got 2, so you're getting a boost there. P1's got 3, you're getting even more boost. And then, with Last Laugh the Joker, everyone wants Justice League the Flash to get that extra fast attack hit, and then they put Justice League Flash in with no gear to let him die to get that additional attack boost for Last Laugh the Joker. This is going to apply the same thing with Darkseid. So you could use that same technique or scenario that people use for Last Laugh the Joker with Darkseid to get that attack stat boost, okay? So keep that in mind for a raid scenario, but for arenas, the team config that I show is, my opinion, optimal, the best, because you're getting, the best mitigation, and you're not worried about building the attack stat as much because, and just other better damage stats like the fast attack and all that, because it's not a sustained fight, okay? There's not 58 million or 6 million in a T6 health on anything, okay? You're looking at 30, 40k. Some cases you're looking at 80k, 100k with legendaries and just certain builds, but this is not the case in most scenarios. So having said that, I hope this was helpful, and remember, APOC Beast Mode.